I just finished my first book of the year, Lucky Day by Chuck Tingle. This is about Vera, a probability and statistics professor whose worldview is shattered after the events of the low probability event. This is a day where a bunch of extraordinarily unlikely things happen all at once, all across the globe, and kills 8 million people. We're following Vera 4 years later. She's feeling very nihilistic after her worldview is completely destroyed when a federal agent, Agent Lane, comes to her asking for her help investigating a casino in Vegas who he suspects has a connection to the low probability event. If you are looking for fun in 2026, I absolutely recommend this book. This was so much fun. It was so disgusting. Like, you have to be okay with gore if you're gonna get into this, because I'm pretty okay with gore. I watch a lot of horror movies. I read horror books, and I'm never really disturbed that often, but the gore in this really got me. The deaths that were imagined here were really creative. It's a very imaginative book. It's not just like the deaths themselves, but like the events surrounding the deaths, the very like unlikely, low probability events that lead to people's deaths are very creative, and Chuck Tingle did a very good job with that. Where I struggled with this one is a little bit in the characterization. Both Vera and Agent Lane obviously were impacted by the low probability event, and the way that it has impacted them 4 years later. To me, I just wasn't really buying it. Agent Lane is a very uncanny character. I'm not gonna go into too much because you kind of just have to experience him for yourself, but the explanation we get as to why he is the way that he is, I just don't necessarily believe. And Vera, who we find at the beginning of the book, a very successful, self-assured professor and author, then turning into, like, I understand the nihilism of it all, but she's almost petulant and immature in the way that she moves throughout this book, and it was just such a complete difference from where we see her in the beginning of the book, that although I understand that this event would have a huge impact on somebody in her position, I didn't necessarily buy just how poorly she behaved with other people in this book. So all that is to say, I gave it a 4 out of 5. Still very much enjoyed it. Definitely recommend it if you're looking for, like I said, if you're looking for fun in 2026, this was definitely fun, and I very, very much recommend.